The case of the girl who lost her life because of a laughing fit she couldn't control. What seemed to be just an unimportant laughing fit ended up taking the life of a young girl. She was with some friends and family at a restaurant. They were all very happy on a very pleasant evening until one of the girl's friends told a joke. Everyone at the table laughed at the joke, but the girl simply couldn't control her laughter. She had a laughing fit and couldn't stop laughing. Her friend even started filming the situation because the girl laughed so much that she ended up crying. Laughing fits are common and many people have them, especially in situations where they shouldn't be laughing. Trying to control a laughing fit is very difficult because the more someone tries to control it, the more they laugh. And that's exactly what happened with this girl. She tried to control her urge to laugh, but it didn't work. She even teared up from laughing so much. Suddenly, she felt sharp chest pain and struggled to breathe. She said she was feeling that pain, but people didn't believe her because since she was laughing, no one believed she was really in pain. Suddenly, while the girl was still in that laughing fit, she collapsed on the floor. That's when the people who were with her realized she really was in pain. She was helped and taken to the hospital, but unfortunately there was nothing that could be done. She lost her life, and they're saying she died because of that laughing fit, during which she had a blood clot in her lung.
She died laughing, and the diagnosis was a blood clot in her lung. This video is really interesting. Guys, by the way, don't forget to like and share. Let's talk about this. How can you control it if you're in a group and this happens? It seems like a simple thing, but look, unfortunately someone died from laughing too much, but what actually happens? Why did this happen? A really interesting video for us to work on here today, alright? Let's go. Music. Guys, weird, right? I know people can make, those jokes people have already told, like, someone died laughing, just kidding. Died laughing to die laughing, something like that. But there's nothing funny when that actually happens. Someone laughs so much that they died. What happens? How many people do you know, or maybe even you, are ticklish? When someone tries to tickle you, you just can't control yourself. Have you noticed that when someone starts tickling another person, the person says stop, stop, stop? The person starts losing control, they can't control themselves. And the person really feels unwell like that. And some people, depending on the type of joke or the context, can have this kind of reaction. And this reaction, even more so, for example, if they found something funny and smiled and started to smile. But then the person reinforces it. In other words, tells it again, says it one more time, and the person starts laughing more, starts laughing more, starts laughing even more. Then the person on the other side, seeing the person laugh, when you have that deep, genuine laugh, the person finds it funny and keeps talking, so the other person keeps laughing, right? So I'm sure it's happened to you guys somewhere. Someone told a joke or said something, and that became a reason for laughter, and then someone ended up with an uncontrollable laugh. So when that happens, let's stop and think. It's not that there's a time rule, but man, someone's been laughing nonstop for 2 minutes. So stop and think. For us to survive, we need to breathe, And when you're laughing, the air is going out. So every time you smile, for you to keep smiling, the air has to go in and out because otherwise you stop laughing, So now I'm going to exhale and try to smile. Look, I inhaled, I exhaled. Like the air in my body, my lungs is gone, so I can't do it. So what happens? When someone is having this kind of episode, if they keep inhaling through their mouth, they'll take in a lot of air in a short time, which allows them to keep laughing. She keeps laughing. Now, through the nose, you would have to pull in more air, and depending on the nose, you won't be able to take in as much air, so it tends to reduce the amount of air coming in, so you can reduce these laughing fits a bit. So, the idea is to stop whatever is making the person have that fit. Make this person inhale and exhale through the nose, because usually the person will inhale through the mouth, because more air comes in, since when you smile the air is going out, so it comes in quickly and goes out with the laughter. It comes in quickly and goes out with the laughter. So it comes in through the mouth, not so much through the nose, you see? Simply put, the more a person laughs like that, the more air enters through the mouth. So, to try to stop a laughing fit, the ideal is not to inhale through the mouth, but through the nose. So, that's a tip for you. And guys, try to control the person, have them sit somewhere anyway. If the person falls to the ground, for example, from laughing so much, help them up. Some people, because of the way they're smiling and contracting their muscles, might pee their pants. For sure you know someone who's done it, or maybe you've peed your pants from laughing too much. So this kind of situation can unfortunately lead to such an emotional loss of control that it turns into hemodynamic instability. Why? If you inhale and exhale quickly, what are you doing? You're taking in little oxygen and removing a lot of CO2. Putting in, look, let's go. Short inhale, look. Because you're smiling, so you're putting in less oxygen and taking out more CO2. And if you're taking out more CO2, you lower the CO2, increase the pH, so you'll have an alkaline pH. So, when we start getting into the world of pathophysiology, this makes clinical sense because there could be a change. But remember, it has to be a prolonged episode, so it's not just any laugh that will cause a possible change. And remember, in this case, guys, this was the first time up to today that I've seen someone die from laughing so much. So you see that it's not something that will happen very often, but it has happened. So if it ever happens one day, what do you do to control it? Inhale and exhale through your mouth. Stop what's triggering it, the topic, the video, or the person making the joke. Stop with that, because otherwise the person won't be able to control themselves, okay? Be careful with water. Maybe if you give them water, it might not be the best option. The person could choke, something like that. Maybe just wet their mouth a little because it will get dry. Because look, the air going in and out through the mouth dries out the mouth. So a little bit of water there, if that's the case, too much water, the person could choke in this case, right? Weird, isn't it? But it happens. It happened, right? You saw it. But it's a situation where there's no time for an ambulance to arrive, for anyone to get there and do something. So it has to be whoever is at the scene, at the location, to take control. Exhalation happens quickly. If a person like that goes into cardiac arrest anyway. Now, why did she go into cardiac arrest? Because of thrombosis. Now, that's when we have to think. But why on earth did she go into cardiac arrest because of thrombosis? Did they strain a lot? A lot of effort here? But thrombosis, that's the part we need to understand. Could it be that the laughter triggered a thrombosis? But how? How could laughter trigger a thrombosis? And now this question feels kind of strange, right? Because if she was a teenager, to have thrombosis, she would have to have some kind of history, like previous clots or thrombophilia, I don't know, maybe birth control, something like that. But there would have to be some kind of related problem. So I don't think you can connect the laughter situation with the thrombosis. So here's the thing. So did she die because she smiled too much? Or was she about to have a thrombosis, had the thrombosis and died, but it wasn't because of the laughter? It's the amount of smiling. It's not just about smiling, it's about laughing, right? Like laughing out loud. Did she die from a laughing fit? Or maybe the laughter didn't trigger the thrombosis, but she already had something about to happen. Leave it in the comments. Didn't this ending turn out a bit weird? Did she really die because she smiled so much? Was there some kind of instability? Or because she had a thrombosis, but she already had something there? Or is there a connection? Is smiling a lot related to thrombosis? Leave it in the comments here, okay?